Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Skinner, and I'm President and Chief Executive Officer of Planned Parenthood of Southern New England. I'm so proud to be here with you all today. It's so amazing to see such a lovely crowd of supporters who are with us. Thank you for coming. I do have some important people that I want to thank and recognize. I'd like to thank the Rhode Island Coalition for Reproductive Freedom for joining in this fight to pass Rhode Island S152A, the Reproductive Health Care Act. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the incredible hard work of so many people over so many years. There are also elected officials that I would like to thank as well. I want to personally say thank you to Chairwoman Anastasia Williams, who sponsored the Reproductive Privacy Act. We are so fortunate to have you in our corner and fighting for social justice every day. Thank you also to Senator Gail Golden. She's visiting schools with her son and could not join us today. Senator Golden is a strong, passionate voice for women's equality and progress and a sponsor of the Reproductive Health Care Act. Thank you also to the 44 representatives who voted yes in the House and the 17 who were signed on in the Senate. I also have a special thank you for Representative Edie Agello, who has been leading this fight. Planned Parenthood has been here for over 100 years, fighting to protect access to reproductive health care and providing health care. So let's just be clear, reproductive health care is health care, abortion is health care, and health care is a human right. At Planned Parenthood, we serve nearly 75,000 people every year across Connecticut and Rhode Island at Planned Parenthood of Southern New England. These are people who are seeking basic health care, people who are making responsible decisions about their reproductive health and their sexual health, people who are taking control of their childbearing decisions and their family lives. On behalf of our 9,000 Rhode Island patients, our dedicated staff of caregivers, and our thousands of activists, supporters, and donors, I want to say thank you to the Rhode Island House of Representatives, and that now is the time for the Rhode Island Senate to act. Reproductive rights are under attack like never before. With Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court and the Trump-Pence administration continuing to attack access to care, access to abortion is truly on the line. Right now, there are 15 abortion cases that are one step away from the Supreme Court of the United States that could overturn Roe versus Wade. And at the same time, the Trump-Pence administration is radically remaking the judicial branch, and the courts are no longer a reliable backstop against anti-abortion politicians who are pushing unconstitutional policies. And we don't expect these attacks to stop. In this kind of environment, it is more important than ever to enact state policies that protect safe, legal abortion. That is why Planned Parenthood cannot stop until the Reproductive Health Care Act is passed, and we need the Senate to act now. In last fall's election, Rhode Islanders chose a record number of Planned Parenthood-endorsed candidates to be their voice at the State House. 44 members of the General Assembly ran as proud champions of reproductive freedom and won. And in fact, over the last 4 years, 75% of all new people elected to the General Assembly in Rhode Island are on the record as supporting reproductive freedom, as are all 5 of our general officers. Governor Raimondo called for the General Assembly to pass legislation protecting reproductive freedom. So this is the year, and now is the time. President Trump and his allies are hell-bent on turning back the clock to a time when women were devalued and dismissed. We won't let that happen here in Rhode Island. This legislation does not change Rhode Island law that prevents Medicaid coverage of abortion beyond that required by the Hyde Amendment. Does not change the power of the Department of Health to regulate abortion providers, just as they regulate and license all medical providers, and preserves the federal so-called partial birth abortion ban. This legislation protects your rights to abortion in Rhode Island as you know them today. A record 38 representatives and 17 senators have co-sponsored the Reproductive Health Care Act. Planned Parenthood says thank you to all of the senators and representatives who are standing up proudly for reproductive freedom. There is a clear mandate to pass the Reproductive Health Care Act. On October 14th, a poll in the Providence Journal showed that 71% of Rhode Islanders support a law to protect safe legal abortion. Rhode Islanders expect the Senate Committee on Judiciary to pass the Reproductive Health Care Act through to a full floor Senate vote to codify the right to safe legal abortion guaranteed under Roe v. Wade into Rhode Island state law. It is urgent and we are done waiting. Rhode Islanders are done waiting. The time is now. Thank you very much.